Hi, this is Lisa with Mama Lisa's Apothecary. Um, I've been getting a lot of inquiries from Mode and Morgellons um, Facebook page, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Um, I guess I'll give you a little background story about what happened with me and why I started taking and making my own mushroom tinctures. Um, Long story short, 12 years ago, I was involved in a swimming accident. I jumped off a pier. I'm making some cream puffs. I jumped off a pier into shallow water, crushed my hip. I ended up in a coma for a month and a half. While I was in my coma, I had sepsis, heart failure, kidney failure, cardiac arrest, I don't know how many times. And then I had two trachs because the first one was defective. I couldn't breathe for 6 hours. And I've had acute respiratory distress syndrome 4 times, and I don't think there's anybody alive that can talk about it to say that they've had acute respiratory distress syndrome 4 times. I was in a wheelchair for 3 years, in a nursing home for 7 months. And, so 5 years ago, I was tired of having brain fog because I also had a traumatic brain injury for being in a coma for so long. So 5 years ago, I decided I was finished with medicines. I was finished with doctors. I was on 18 different medications and seeing 12 different specialists. I have not been back to a doctor's office in 5 years. And the way I came about using the mushroom tinctures is my son's dad had lesions all over his lungs. So he made him up some mushroom tincture out of chaga mushrooms, which is actually not a mushroom. It's a fungus that grows on the birch trees in like northern New York. It has to be cold weather. I've looked for the birch trees around here, but they don't grow here. I'm right near the Blue Ridge Mountains. I can see it in my backyard in Virginia. So my son made up his dad a mushroom tincture and CBD oil, and he took it for a month, and he went back to the doctors, and they thought they had the wrong x-rays because all the lesions were gone. So my son said, "Mom, you ought to start taking this. Since I've had a lung disease 4 times." So I started taking it and found out it was very expensive. So 2 years ago, I moved down here in Virginia and started foraging my own mushrooms. So all the mushrooms are foraged right here at the Blue Ridge Mountain in Virginia. Except for the chaga, because it doesn't grow in this area. I do have to buy that. So once I was paying like $35 for a couple ounces. I sell 1 ounce, 1 fluid ounce bottles for $9, and I do that because it's for healing. I'm not here to make any money. I just want everybody to feel as good as I do. So I started taking the mushroom tinctures, and I told my son, it's like, I've never felt this good in my life. I actually feel like I'm drunk sometimes. That's how good I feel. I used to have fibromyalgia. I used to have arthritis. I did have a bout of Morgellons about 4.5 years ago. And if you want to go under my YouTube page, under Lisa Marie Tattersall, I do have a video made up of my Morgellons cure. So that's a little bit of the background about how I got started making the tinctures. And I just want everybody, I have no pain whatsoever. I mean, I've had a crushed hip. I had a complete hip operation, broke all the ribs on one side of my body. I've had 2 trachs, acute respiratory distress syndrome. All my aches and pains are gone. I feel great. I've never felt so good in my life. So, 2 years ago, I've moved over 60 times. I quit counting at 60, but now I'm living in a little town called Stanley, Virginia. And I want to let you know how I make the tinctures. And tomorrow I'm going to make up a video on the different tinctures that I make and what the healing properties are. So I take my mushrooms and I soak them in Everclear alcohol, which is the highest alcohol content I can find. And I let that sit for 4 to 6 weeks. And then I do a double extraction. So I strain the alcohol out and strain the mushrooms. I cook the mushrooms for 3 hours in distilled water. And then the tincture is ready. And I can show you what I'm making right now. I have available a combination of reishi, turkey tail, and chaga, which is available right now. I will have some chicken of the woods available at the end of the month and some more available January 15th. And if you want more than 1 ounce, like a couple people want 8 ounces, I can mail it to you in an 8-ounce mason jar. But I sell this bottle, 1 ounce, for $9. And I recommend 2 dropperfuls a day. And that 1 bottle should last you a month. I mean, if you go out and get a coffee and a Danish, that's going to cost $9, right? So I'm not making any money off of it. And so if you're interested, you can message me and let me know how much you want and where you live so I can figure out the shipping cost. Right now I'm a little bit busy with my Mama Lisa's bakery, and if you're interested of Chicken of the Woods, that won't be done until the end of the month. So please feel free to ask any questions if I didn't answer any for you. And so tomorrow I'm going to make I'm going to go through the different mushrooms that I are curing right now and what the benefits are. So with that, I want to thank you all for your interest. And I'm just getting started. It's I make my invoices out of here because last place I live, landlady stole my computer. So I'm working on getting one of those. And it's not exactly real professional, but I'm doing the best I can. I just want to help everybody out. So with that, I want you all to have a great day. God loves you, each and every one of you, and be the reason somebody smiles today.